welcome to Historiespanarna History Reconnaissance and When the Mountains Fell, the US 10th Mountain Division in Italy, 1945. In the winter of 1945, high in the frozen mountains of northern Italy, the Germans believed they were safe. Above the Allied lines rose the Apennines, a wall of ice, rock and snow, sheer cliffs, sub-zero winds, terrain so brutal that German troops didn't even bother guarding some approaches. The mountains themselves were considered a defense. But the men of the US 10th Mountain Division had been trained for exactly this kind of war. What followed would become one of the most remarkable mountain campaigns of World War II. And please, subscribe to our channel and join us on our continuing journey in history. For months, German observers on River Ridge looked down on Allied positions, calling in artillery and controlling the battlefield. The ridge was everything a defender could want: vertical cliffs, icy rock faces, and narrow ledges that seemed unclimbable, especially in the winter. German commanders were confident no one would come up that way. On the night of January 4th, 1945, the lights went out. Small patrols from the 10th Mountain Division began climbing the cliffs in total darkness. No flashlight, no talking. Just hands on frozen stone, ropes cutting into gloves, pitons hammered quietly into cracks. One soldier later said, "One slip and you were gone. No scream, just gone." Many of these men had learned to climb in Colorado during brutal alpine training. Now they carried rifles, mortars, radios and ammunition up 1,500-foot cliffs. Some climbed for 5 or 6 hours straight. Near dawn, the soldier pulled himself over the edge and realized something shocking. The enemy was below us, not in front of us. By the time German troops had realized what was happening, Americans were already behind their lines. When firing erupted from above, entire German positions collapsed in confusion. River Ridge fell in hours. And with that, the door opened to the most important objective of all, Mount Belvedere. Mount Belvedere dominated Highway 64, the road into the Po Valley. Allied units had tried to take it before and failed, leaving behind heavy casualties. The Germans had bunkers, machine gun nests, and artillery pre-registered on every approach. And winter made everything worse. Still, the 10th Mountain Division attacked. They advanced uphill under machine gun fire, often across open ground with no cover. When officers fell, sergeants took command without hesitation. Ski troops hauled ammunition and wounded men across terrain where vehicles could never go. For days, the fighting was close and savage. Visibility was short. You didn't see the enemy until you were almost on top of him. Grenades, rifles, bayonets, retreats down icy slopes could turn into disasters. At last, Belvedere fell. The German Gothic line, once considered unbreakable, was cracked wide open. By April 1945, the Germans' defenses were unraveling. Once the 10th Mountain Division broke out of the mountains, everything changed. The war shifted from frozen stalemate to rapid pursuit. They crossed rivers under fire, captured towns daily, took thousands of prisoners. One lieutenant said, "Once we broke out, it was like a floodgate opened. The Germans were done." In some areas near Lake Garda, German units surrendered without firing a shot, stunned to see Americans appear where they believed no force could move that fast. A soldier wrote, "We went from climbing mountains to chasing trucks." By late April, the division reached the Po Valley. On May 2nd, 1945, German forces in Italy surrendered. The campaign was over. The 10th Mountain Division fought for only about 114 days in World War II. In that short time, They suffered nearly 4,000 casualties, including close to 1,000 killed. Many carried lifelong injuries, frostbite, shrapnel, exhaustion that never quite faded. One veteran reflected years later, "We were proud but exhausted. The mountains took something out of you that never came back." After the war, many returned home quietly and reshaped America. They helped found ski resorts like Vail and Aspen, became leaders in mountaineering and outdoor education. And when asked about their reputation as elite troops, one veteran said it best: "We didn't think ourselves as elite. We just knew the mountains were not going to beat us." And in the winter of 1945, they didn't.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.